That building project? Start right. Start here at H&L Rapid True Value for building supplies. The time by H&L Rapid True Value is
Nationwide time, 5 o'clock.
Learn about smart betting strategies with AnyBet. Bet wisely, enjoy responsibly, and maximize your success. The temperature by AnyBet is...
It's 31 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 29 in Montego Bay.
News at 5 teasers are brought to you by Advanced Scales and Equipment. Service is our total commitment.
From the Nationwide News Network, comprehensive, incisive, tough. This is Nationwide at 5.
Good afternoon, I'm Robian Williams.
And I'm Mahiri Stewart.
In Nationwide News at this hour, hundreds of Jamaicans still flocking KFC locations island-wide for the Brata deal.
But KFC says extensive preparations were made in anticipation of the rush of customers who turned out for the promotion.
I made preparations as it relates to our operational processes for the day. And all-day promotion, our staff, of course, was our intention is to supply customers right throughout the closing.
Murders down by 79% in all areas under the zones of special operations.
Small local farmers earned over $400 million selling their produce through the Tourism Ministry's Agri-Linkages Exchange Alex portal.
Stiffer penalties coming for paradial larcenists following passage of changes to the Paradial Larceny Amendment Bill.
In news from the rest of the world, 4 Caribbean islands among 36 countries targeted for new U.S. travel ban.
U.S. starts evacuating some diplomats from embassy in Israel.
In headline sports, West Indies to open campaign at Women's T20 World Cup against the champions.
And later in our broadcast, in our cover story at 5:35, chaos at KFC. Massive crowds flock locations island-wide as the fast food chain celebrates its 50th anniversary with a big deal Brata promotion. We'll hear from a member of KFC's marketing team, marketing strategist Joel Namdarkham, and head of PSTEB ACP Dr. Gary McKenzie.
In public opinion at 6:26, we ask, what's your reaction to the chaotic scenes at several KFC outlets island-wide? Give us your comments by logging on to our Facebook page Nationwide News Network and by tweeting us at Nationwide Radio and message us on WhatsApp at 876-285-5693. You can also leave your comments on Instagram at Nationwide 90FM.
In the nation's business at 6:40, Agriculture Minister Floyd Green says stiffer penalties are on the horizon for those who engage in paradial larceny. He'll join us.
And at 8, it's Boyatings After Dark with Kareem Boyatings Weathers.
All these and more as we take you home on air on your mobile, Nationwide 90FM, nationwideradiojm.com, and on the Nationwide app available on Google Play and the App Store. This Wednesday afternoon, it's Wednesday, June 18, 2025.
News at 5 teasers were brought to you by Advanced Scales and Equipment. Service is our total commitment.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM.
Now to the details. Marketing manager of KFC, Andre Roper, says extensive preparations were made in anticipation of Wednesday's 50th anniversary Brata deal promotion. This as hundreds of customers are at this hour still flocking KFC locations island-wide. The one-day promotion also triggered the deployment of police personnel who were called in to control the crowd. Shalois Michael tells us more.
KFC outlets triggered traffic across several locations as customers stood in line for hours to secure their big deal Brata. That's 2 free pieces of chicken for every 3-piece meal bought. Reports are that some customers were in line from as early as 5 a.m. Mr. Roper says the company made extensive preparations ahead of today's promotion.
We definitely made preparations beforehand. We made preparations as it relates to our operational processes for the day, as it relates to bolstering our stock of chicken and all the other ingredients, fries, drinks, all the ingredients that would have gone into the combo meal. So we made preparations knowing full well that we would have expected a bumper crowd. Of course, as far as having our security personnel as well, just to help to manage the crowds and manage the customer flow at the restaurant. And we're continuing to monitor and manage things throughout the course of the day.
Videos of the crowded restaurants have been making the rounds on social media. Some show cars in queues at the drive-thrus, bringing traffic to a standstill. Others, who are not standing in lines, opted to use the online delivery method through 7 Crave. But even that option was jam-packed. The delivery service was forced to pause KFC orders due to the flurry of requests. Still, Mr. Roper says the company's objective is to continue the promotion until the close of business at midnight.
Definitely overwhelming support. Customers are flocked to locations all across the country, all 41 locations, to take advantage of our Big Get Birthday deals. I've seen swarms of customers come out, and our team members at our restaurants are currently handling and processing all the orders, dealing with all the customers as they flow through our restaurants. And all the promotion, our stocks last, of course, but our intention is to supply customers right through until closing. Midnight for most restaurants during the week.
Meanwhile, police personnel were on site at several locations to maintain order and help direct the flow of traffic. Head of the JCF's Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch, ACP Dr. Gary McKenzie, says so far only one major incident has been reported.
We observe in some instances where the crowds were as such that they filtered out on the roadway. So we heard a report in Maypen that based on the forcing of persons that one window may have been damaged, but that was the only incident of that sort that we heard. At this particular time, there are still some long lines at several places, and so we continue our monitoring.
Shalois Michael for Nationwide News.
Meanwhile, marketing strategist Joel Nondarkam says the large crowds that flocked KFC restaurants island-wide on Wednesday reaffirm the strong influence the brand holds over Jamaican consumers. Nondarkam notes that while the rollout of the Brata deal promotion was relatively subtle, the overwhelming turnout demonstrates the enduring strength of the legacy brand.
What's happening with KFC is not shocking. KFC has become a legacy brand in our country. I think it's something that even growing up, a lot of people would have been accustomed to, and as such, it has been an integral part of our lives. What's happening now or transpiring is a reflection of what legacy brands are able to get from consumers. The tactical approach that's used because, they know that consumers love them. You couldn't do something at 50, which is just a discount. You had to do something monumental. The activation has reconfirmed the length of consumer strength that the brand has on Jamaicans.
He says the surge in social media activity played a significant role in the massive turnout, driven in part by the public's fear of missing out. Addressing concerns about customer frustration due to long lines, Namdarkan believes that the experience will not harm the restaurant's brand in any meaningful way.
The fear of missing out, everybody wants to participate in this activity, and that has helped to drum up the sales of it. It's such a strange thing because it's such a brand that's also known for disappointing consumers the moment you step into a KFC line and no barbecue chicken is available. It's like it's not available, so you just have to take anything as what it is. So when it comes down to the customer service aspect of things, it's no secret that they do have challenges there. So a lot of people started to express how are they going to manage what you're seeing online. It also won't do a lot of damage, because it's something that people are used to. You go in a long line, you wait long, this not available, that not available. We've seen a couple fights online in a few other restaurants that we've seen gone viral before. So I don't even think that will do much of a dent because it's kind of like, okay, this was going to happen anyway.
Joel Nondarkam, marketing strategist.
There's been a 79% reduction in murders in all areas under the Zones of Special Operations, ZOSO. Minister of National Security Dr. Horace Chang made the disclosure in Parliament on Tuesday.
The reduction in murders, the increased peace and good order is a result of the work and policy of the Andrew Holness-led government and the investment they made. We want to indicate that in the Zones of Special Operations, Mr. Speaker, the reduction in homicides for this year compared to last year, there was a reduction, is 79%. 79%. It's 3 murders in the entire 7 zones compared to 14 last year. We are returning.
The House of Representatives also approved an extension of ZOSO in the 7 declared areas for another 180 days. They are Denham Town in West Kingston, Norwood and Mount Salem in St. James, Greenwich Town, Parade Gardens and Augustown in St. Andrew, and Savon Lamar in Westmoreland. The latest extension will expire on December 22. According to Dr. Chang, Jamaica's significant reduction in violent crimes is linked to investments in so-so areas. He also credited the reduction to the use of states of public emergency, SOEs.
On the issue of state of public emergency, the government of the Jamaica Labour Party, led by Andrew Holness, had a complete security plan. My constituency, with 180,000 people, had 175 murders in 1 year. One weekend, we had 27 murders in 3 days. The lowest for this year so far, a whole month, we had 46 in the island. It's called a record for 30 years. To think about not having a state of emergency is almost a type of madness. There was no alternative until the correct thing the government did, and I support and maintain that.
Dr. Horace Chang, National Security Minister. Small local farmers earned over $400 million last year from supplying the tourism sector with produce through the AgriLinkages Exchange Alex portal. Minister of Tourism Ed Bartlett made the announcement at Wednesday's post-cabinet media briefing at the office of the Prime Minister. Mahiri Stewart has that story.
Edmund Bartlett revealed the massive figure while detailing his ministry's initiatives centered around linking the country's agriculture and tourism sectors. He notes that small farmers are making significant earnings through his ministry's AgriLinkages Exchange Alex portal.
And those small farmers, 3 acres, 1.5 acres, not the big guys, because the big guys are out there supplying also, but the little guys now. And they have in 1 year, so far this year, over $450 million of trading has happened on that platform between those small farmers, the little farmer, and the hotels. And since we have started, it's nearly $2 billion that have traded overall.
The Alex portal was launched in 2020. It's a joint initiative of the ministry through the Tourism Enhancement Fund, TEF, and the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA. It brings hoteliers into direct contact with the farmers and, in turn, reduces leakages and helps Jamaica retain more of the economic benefits of tourism. Minister Bartlett is urging more farmers to grow more produce and utilize the portal.
42% of the expenditure of a visitor is on food. So if you want to really make resource flow into your space and stay, build out your capacity to supply the food requirements of the tourists. Alex allowed them to connect directly with the hotels to sell their produce from their fields. So the farmer with his iPhone calls the purveyors in Iberia Star, makes the transaction, and with a little luck with PayPal, gets paid immediately, and the food is delivered fresh to the storeroom of the hotels.
According to the minister, this is just one area that the Prime Minister has been pushing for increased contracts between hoteliers and local manufacturers to further grow the sector.
We're expanding this, and we are now going to plant out 2,000 lime trees, because lime is a big item of demand in tourism and not available. We have to be importing lime. So 2,000 trees are now being planted. Strawberry was a big issue, and we used to import heavily strawberry. Now strawberry is supplied to the tourists. We are now supplying these things. So what we want to do is to scale up these operations. And our Prime Minister has been very strong on the issue of long-term contracts to be developed between farmers and the hoteliers and manufacturers too, for other items of like bedding and so on and so forth.
Mahiri Stewart for Nationwide News.
You're listening to Nationwide News at 5. More news after these.
Annual eye examinations not only assess your vision but may be life-saving. Eye tests may detect serious health issues that go beyond your vision, including diabetes, hypertension, and some cancers. Call IQ Optical to schedule your comprehensive eye test today. The time by IQ Optical is
5:14.
Rentokil Initial offers air purification solutions with triple filtration and unique auto-sensing capabilities that neutralizes malodor and replaces it with clean air. Call Rentokil Initial at 926-4236 for more details.
The temperature by Rentokil is...
It's 31 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 29 in Montego Bay.
Get on the rum with Appleton Estate this month. Dive into the history, craftsmanship, and experience a taste of Jamaican excellence. Indulge in your favorite Appleton Estate cocktails and food pairings available at participating restaurants. Or receive a complimentary Appleton 8-year-old Reserve 200 ml when you purchase a bottle of Appleton Estate's Signature Blend 750 ml while stocks last at participating outlets. Appleton Estate. Land on the extraordinary. Follow us at Appleton Estate JA to get on the rum. Must be 18 years or older to drink. Drink responsibly.
Continuing the news, Education Minister Senator Dr. Dana Morris Dixon is urging parents to register early to access their children's primary exit profile PEP results. The results are set to be released on Friday at 1 p.m.
Only 10,000 parents of the 30-odd thousand children have registered on the portal to see their children's grades. Where are the other 20-something thousand parents? Where are you? In order for you to get your child's grade, you need to use the SMS. An SMS has been sent to you. Please use the SMS. It gives you the information on registering on the system, because every single year the system goes down. Why does it go down? Because parents are trying to register all at the same time and also trying to access at the same time. Let us do that today. Let's do that tomorrow. Let us register to get the results.
Senator Dr. Dana Morris Dixon, Education Minister. She was also speaking at Wednesday's post-cabinet media briefing.
Stiffer penalties are on the horizon for those who engage in paradial larceny. Agriculture Minister Floyd Green brought the paradial larceny amendment bill through all its stages in the House of Representatives on Tuesday.
The bill, when enacted, will strengthen the penalties to be imposed upon an offender for committing any offence under the Act or the enactment specified in the first schedule of the Act. The objective of the amendments is to improve deterrence and to reinforce the legal framework by increasing the fines and terms of imprisonment to effectively address the persistent challenges posed by agricultural crimes, thereby safeguarding the sector.
The minister says several administrations have promised changes to ease the challenge theft poses for farmers. However, he notes that it's the Holness government that has made this a reality. Minister Green says the additional penalties will join those already increased by the government through the Agricultural Produce Amendment Act.
This Honourable House will recall that in 2023, we passed the Agricultural Produce Amendment Act to streamline the said act, to bring it in line with modern agricultural practices, and to be more applicable by incorporating stringent provisions in order to deter paradial larceny and other agriculture-related offences. In fact, members, you remember at that time, we raised the maximum fines from $250,000 to $3 million, and the maximum time in prison from 6 months in prison to 3 years in prison. That is part of the approach that we have taken.
Floyd Green, Minister of Agriculture, the bill passed in the lower house with no amendments.
World in a Minute is brought to you by ABC Electrical Sales. We make things as easy as ABC.
And Charles O'Connor Consulting Network, COCN, driven by international accounting standards, modern technology, and integrity.
The World in a Minute. Spokesperson for the U.S. State Department, Tammy Bruce, has confirmed that President Donald Trump is considering a travel ban targeting 36 countries. This includes 4 in the Caribbean. The Washington Post has reported that the 4 are Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, St. Kitts and Nevis, and St. Lucia. The countries were listed in a leaked State Department memo signed by Secretary of State Marco Rubio. The memo was circulated to U.S. diplomatic missions. It reportedly cites concerns tied to the country's Citizenship by Investment, or CIB, programs. Under the CIB program, foreign investors are granted citizenship in exchange for substantial contributions to national development. The 4 Caribbean countries have previously defended their CIB programs as legitimate economic tools. All four have stated they have not received official communication from Washington regarding the proposed travel ban. The Trump administration has given the 36 countries a deadline of today, Wednesday, to commit to improving the vetting of travelers or face a ban on their citizens visiting the United States.
The U.S. has evacuated a number of diplomats and their families from embassies in Israel. A government plane departed Israel with the diplomats shortly before U.S. Ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee, announced on X that the embassy was making plans for evacuation flights and ships for private American citizens. There's no indication of how many diplomats and family members departed on the flight.
The U.S. has approved the world's only twice-a-year shot to prevent HIV. It's the first step in a highly anticipated global rollout that could protect millions. However, it's unclear how many in the U.S. and abroad will get access to the new option. While a vaccine to prevent HIV is still needed, some experts say the shot could be the next best thing. It nearly eliminated new infections in 2 groundbreaking studies of people at high risk. The shot's 6-month protection makes it the longest-lasting type, an option that could attract people wary of frequent doctor visits or stigma from daily pills.
World in a Minute was brought to you by ABC Electrical Sales. We make things as easy as ABC.
And Charles O'Connor Consulting Network, COCN, driven by international accounting standards, modern technology, and integrity.
Recapping the top stories making nationwide news at this hour, hundreds of Jamaicans still flocking KFC locations island-wide for the Brata deal.
Murders down by 79% in all areas under the zones of special operations.
Small farmers earn over $400 million selling their produce through the Tourism Ministry's Agri-Linkages Exchange Alex portal.
Stiffer penalties coming for predial larcenists.
I'm Robianne Williams.
And I'm Mahiri Stewart.
You can find the news on our website at nationwideradiojm.com and on the Nationwide app available on Google Play and the App Store. News next, the headlines at 6.
The loan frenzy is on with Infinity Co-op Credit Union's Fund Your Possibilities loan promotion with 0 to low processing fees, up to 240 months to repay, and competitive interest rates. You can borrow using a secured or unsecured loan to fund your dreams. Dream it, fund it, live it with Infinity, where possibilities are endless. Visit infinitycuja.com or call 876-926-6973 for more details. Conditions apply.
Share in the experience at Fontana Pharmacy. We have a wide variety of items in store just for you. Fill your prescriptions while you shop. And senior citizens enjoy 10% off. Shop household, cosmetics, toys, and many other departments. We also offer curbside pickup and delivery. Visit our website at fontanapharmacy.com. Fontana Pharmacy, where it's all good inside.
Sports at 5 is brought to you by Total Tools. Total Tools, every tool, every trade.
Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Sports here on Nationwide 90 FM. I'm Wayne Walker. Members of Jamaica's national senior men's football team staged their penultimate training session this morning in Santa Clara ahead of a crucial CONCACAF Gold Cup group stage game against Guadeloupe at the PayPal Park in San Jose, California on Friday. The team was joined in training today by late call-ups Mount Pleasant Academy captain Sule McCullough and Charlton Athletic midfielder Karoy Anderson. Anderson, who is now into his second year as a Reggae boy, says he was happy to be back with the team.
It's been good to be back with the squad. I enjoy, being around everyone. And it's been nice. Training was good. It was intense. I was just excited to get back training with the group ahead of the game. So yeah, it was good.
Anderson, who helped Charlton gain promotion to the championships in England this season, says he's ready to play his part in helping the team move forward. That's the Jamaica team.
I've really enjoyed it. It's been a dream to play at these tournaments, especially for Jamaica. These are the things that I used to speak about my brother with. So to be able to do it and to play in 2 years as well. It's been good. It's really been good, and I've enjoyed it a lot. So I just hope it continues, and yeah.
That's Karoy Anderson speaking after training this morning. Jamaica lost 1-0 to Guatemala in their opening game on Monday, and they must win on Friday to remain in with a realistic chance of getting into the knockout round. All roads lead to the York Oval in St. Thomas tonight. The champions of the Surge-sponsored Major League will be decided. The big final is scheduled to kick off at 7:30, and it pits Bath from the eastern side of the parish against western-based outfit White Horses. Before the big dance, there's a matter of the third-place playoff, which should now be underway. It was scheduled to kick off at 5 o'clock, and if it did, we're now 25 minutes into the game, and it's between York and Danvers Pen. Champions Liverpool will start the defence of their English Premier League title on Friday, August 15. They host Bournemouth at Anfield. Arsenal, who finished runners-up the last 2 seasons, will be in action in the feature game of the Sunday fixture. That's on August 17. They visit Old Trafford for a clash with Manchester United. Newly promoted Sunderland, back in the top flight for the first time since 2016-17 season. They start their campaign at home against West Ham the following day. Championship winners Leeds will welcome Everton to Elland Road for the Monday night game, while Burnley, promoted back to the top flight at the first time of asking, they travel to Europa League title holders Tottenham Hotspur, who will be led by Thomas Frank in a league match for the first time. Everton will have to wait until the second round of fixtures for their first league game at the Hill Dickinson Stadium, when they will face Brighton and Hove Albion. Pep Guardiola's Manchester City, they will hope to bounce back from a rare trophyless season with a strong start. They go to the British Midlands. They take on Wolverhampton Wanderers and Molineux. The season, which consists of 380 games over 33 weekends and 5 midweek rounds, will conclude on May 24, 2026. The West Indies will face defending champions New Zealand in their opening game of the 2026 ICC Women's T20 World Cup. It's scheduled to bowl off on June 12 and run the way right through to July 5, the tournament in England. The game, scheduled for June 13 in Southampton, is a rematch of their semi-final showdown at the last edition of the tournament. The West Indies, who are in Group 2, will have other group games against host England on June 24 at Lords in London and Sri Lanka June 21 in Bristol. They'll also have games against 2 more qualifiers who will be decided later this year into next year. Australia, South Africa, India, Pakistan, and 2 qualifiers will play in Group 1. The semi-finals will be played at the Oval. The championship game expected will be played at Lords. 33-match tournament will take place across 7 venues over 24 days. The tournament will have 12 teams, up from 10 the previous edition. Apart from the Oval and Lords, games will also be at Old Trafford, Headingley, Southampton, Bristol, and Edgbaston, and will have 3 different start times in the tournament. The opening match will be played between England and Sri Lanka at Edgbaston on June 12. The top 2 teams from each group will make the semi-finals, to be held on June 30 and July 2. The winners will meet for a title showdown at Lords July 5. Hosts England and top 5 teams from the 2024 edition: Australia, India, New Zealand, South Africa, and West Indies. They qualified automatically for the edition. Pakistan and Sri Lanka, who are the 2 next highest ranked teams on the ICC Women's T20 International Rankings table on October 21 that year, made the cut as well. The remaining 4 teams will come from the global qualifier scheduled for early 2026. Bangladesh, Scotland, the US, Nepal, and Thailand have already qualified for that 10-team competition. The Europe, Africa, and East Asia Pacific qualifiers are yet to be decided. The world's fastest man, Usain Bolt, has been officially named a Guinness World Record icon. Bolt joins a select group of individuals whose world record achievements have transcended their field and inspired people around the world. With his electrifying performances and boundless charisma, Bolt didn't just break records, he redefined what we never thought was humanly possible. His most iconic achievements, those 2 brilliant performances on those cold nights in Germany. Yes, it was the summer, but it was cold in Germany that summer of 2009. 9:58 to win the 100 meters, a world record. And then a few days later, on the same blue track, he did 19.19 to beat his world record in the 200 meters set only a year before in Beijing. From Olympic gold medals to unforgettable world record moments, Bolt has become a symbol of sporting greatness and global inspiration. In addition to these legendary feats, Usain has earned 15 Guinness World Record titles that reflect both his sporting prowess and his powerful connection with fans worldwide. Usain was presented with his Icon Certificate on a visit to the UK.
Being an icon is what I strive for. So now to be a part of this great list, I'm happy it shows that the work that I put in really matters. So I'm happy to be a part of it.
That's the megastar of track and field, Usain Bolt. And that will do it for your sports report at this time. We're going to be back, though, with more in your major sportscast at 6:05 this evening.
Sports at 5 was brought to you by Total Tools. Total Tools, every tool, every trade. From Kingston to the world, from Montego Bay to new adventures, and from Ocho Rios to endless possibilities. Wherever you're headed, we will proudly take you there. Jamaica's airport, your global gateway. The temperature brought to you by the Airport Authority of Jamaica is
32 degrees Celsius here in the nation's capital, Kingston. It's 29 in the western city, Montego Bay.
Delicious meals, poolside cocktails, right on the beach. Disconnect from your daily worries and reconnect with the one you love. There's no paradise like home. This summer, enjoy a romantic all-inclusive escape at Couples Tower Isle, Couples Sanssouci, Couples Negril, or Couples Swept Away from $295 USD per night. Take advantage of this offer today by visiting Couples Resorts at couples.com. Conditions apply.
The National Land Agency will conduct house-to-house title distribution under its systematic land registration program for residents of St. Catherine from June 30 to August 29, 2025. You will need your government-issued ID to receive your title. For more information, contact the National Land Agency at 876-750-5263 or 876-946-5263. The National Land Agency, one goal.
More savings, more choices. Get active with Active Home Center. The one-stop shop for everything for your home. We have more savings, more choices, unbelievable prices. Wide selection with the latest style. The kitchen, bathroom, right down to the tile. Buy the hottest items on spot, don't miss out. Best options under one roof, no doubt. More savings, more choices. Visit us in